Hey, review family, keep it high, keep it tight. It's Jay Morris, the review guy, back to bring you another review. Just before we get into the video, I wanted to say that if you like and comment down below, your channel will be in the description below. I feel like a lot of people don't know that I do that, but I do that every video, so you can do that and enter yourself into the description below. So, something that I have not covered pretty much I don't think I've done anything on it, is anime. And there is an anime that came out this year that has been making some pretty heavy waves, and it's a Netflix original. And so I decided to check it out. I went over and I watched the premiere to give you guys my thoughts of it. And it's definitely something that I'm probably going to finish. It's definitely an interesting one that caught me pretty early on. I enjoyed it a lot. It's entitled Be the Beginning. Or B, the beginning, not like B-E, it's the letter B. And already, there's so many Naruto fans that are going insane over just this. So it's an original anime series, meaning that it's not based on a manga. So mangas, if you don't know, are Japanese visual novels, and it's what a lot of anime is based on, but this is an original series, and it's obvious that Netflix is making more of a push to kind of like move forward into more of an anime type of thing. I know that Devilman Crybaby did very well. It got very good reception. People were really into it. And personally, I know that I've checked out some of the animes that Netflix publishes, not just owns, but actually they're the ones that make it. I have to say that they make some pretty good anime, so I was very excited to jump into this, and I know that some of my friends were recommending it. I'd been hearing it, I'd been seeing it, pictures of it, and I just got very interested in it. So, this series was produced by Production IG and directed by, I really apologize for what I'm about to do because I am the most American ever. It was directed by Kazuto Nakazawa and Yoshiki Yamakawa. Probably just absolutely rip those names to shreds. I'm sorry. Basically, what it's about, and because this is the premise, I don't have much issue kind of giving anything away because it's the damn premiere. You can go watch it yourself on Netflix for free right now. You can stream the whole season, so it's not like this is like it's the season finale of like the 5th season. It's new. So basically, the plot opens up with this young woman being chased through the woods, and it turns out that there's like this really like creepy dude named Julian, and oh, why did they have to make like a bucktooth antagonist named Julian? Why? I'm not even going to question it. But basically, what the premise is there is this mysterious killer named Killer B, and this is kind of like, this is a fictional world where there's like a lot of advanced technology surrounding this area, and there's a lot of crime. There's a lot of crime activity, and there's this killer known as the Killer Bee who signs his name, and it's kind of a strange bee. Cuts off a bit before the last line, and they don't know who he is. They don't know where he is. And there's the Killer Bee who is kind of like, he's really making a ruckus in the whole area. He's making it like really mysterious. He's killing people. He's doing things. He's this vigilante. I don't know if vigilante's the right word. I've only watched the first episode, so I'm going by that. And basically, you got Keith, who's like this renowned investigator, and he's like evidently the protagonist. I don't think he's the protagonist because I know he's like the first listed and he's like the first on the poster and stuff, but he's kind of like this dopey older guy that's kind of there but not there. He like falls asleep, and it's very strange. But the overall premise, from what I'm getting, is that there's this investigation service that is trying to find out the Killer Bee, and meanwhile there's this crime going on, there's this weird stuff happening, there's like there's all this intrigue and mystery behind it. They don't leave much really settled, And obviously, it's the premiere. It's supposed to get you intrigued, and it definitely did. But to go into finer detail, standout characters, probably Lily. Uh, Her last name is listed here as Hoshina. Is that correct? But Lily was who I consider to be the protagonist from this episode. Now, I don't know if that's true based on the rest of the season, but based on the information that I have right now, she seems like the protagonist. And it's a very interesting style. It's good anime. I gotta say that the animation is very unique. The anime is like so far into its lifespan that it's hard to find series that really kind of can catch you and captivate you when it comes to the animation style. But while this series didn't necessarily blow me away by the first episode, it definitely was a new spice, a new flavor, and it was an interesting kind of change from the normal anime style. And it definitely had a lot more movement, had a lot more vivid scenes, it had a lot more vivid environments. It was very well drawn, very well digitally produced, and the voice actors did a very good job. Now, I watched the dubbed version, not the subs, not where it's Japanese and then English subs. I actually watched the English version. It defaulted to that. I'm not sure if you can watch it on Japanese because I know there's a lot of people who prefer it. But to be honest, the voice actors, the English voice actors, did very well. I think you can watch it in Japanese because it's coming up here with the Japanese and English voice actors, so I'm guessing that you can watch it both ways. I think so. But the only complaint I have, I guess I could kind of say two complaints, and these are complaints that I feel like could fade away with time after watching the rest of the season. Number one, for a premiere, it felt very unfocused and very cluttered. They kind of just tossed everything at the wall just in the first episode. And to be honest, the first 15 minutes, if I'm being real, within the first 15 minutes, you just have like every single character in the story, and you have all these environments, you have things going on, and wait, there's a crime scene, and wait, who's Killer B, and wait, this Julian dude's, well, what's up with him, and who are all these people in this investigation services, and where the heck did Keith come from, and why do people seem to know him, and there's a lot of unanswered things, and see, here's the thing with any series. I don't care if it's anime or not, obviously. They're not going to explain everything. They're not going to say things in the first episode that's going to give the plot away. But at the same time, it really did seem like there was maybe a lack of focus to the point to where it was a bit noticeable. And at points, I was just kind of like, this is moving way too fast. And to the point to where it's not just a fast plot. That's not the issue. I don't mind any of that. It's just, it felt very cluttered. The plot felt really cluttered, like they were just trying to rush and expect you to know. Maybe this is explained later, maybe it's not. I'll have to comment on that once I finish this season and do like a follow-up video to this. But I was very kind of off-put by that. And the second thing, and this kind of goes hand in hand with the first, is I don't care about any of the characters yet. And see, once again, that's another thing that's pretty much for every series, not just anime-based, but also the fact that I didn't get into any of the characters, and I'm not that interested in any of the characters right away. None of the characters really stood out to me right off the bat, and that could change. But usually within the first episode of animes and television series alike, I kind of will look at a character and latch onto them and be like, yeah, that's a pretty neat character, and it's not always like that. But for a series that brought in so many characters at one point, that might have been a detrimental point to the series itself by kind of pigeonholing it to be just this tunnel vision of just so much. And like every single character, it's just like you're looking at one thing and it's like every character in a big clump and you don't really know anything about any of them. And I hope that's explained. I hope that is talked about because it's a 12-episode season. Standard runtime, 27 minutes. So I'm excited for that. It was released March 2nd. So I got to this a bit late, but overall I'm intrigued by it. I'm curious. I want it to prove me wrong because as it stands, I like the art style. I like the overall premise that I've seen so far, but I do feel like the plot can feel a little bit cluttered and disjointed a lot of times. The characters seem a bit unbelievable at times. The characters seem a bit unlikable. Like from the start, when I first met like Keith and Koku and Lily, it was like, am I supposed to care about these characters? Because none of them really stood out to me. And honestly, a lot of the dialogue seemed very just like aggressive for no reason. And who knows? I mean, this could all change. This is my premiere review, guys. Keep this in mind. This is, if you've watched the entire series already, please feel free to, well, don't spoil it, but you can tell me if it gets better. But I'm definitely going to watch it on my own time. So, I'd love to hear what you guys thought. If you have watched this on Netflix, you can go stream it currently. Yeah, I mean, I'll post in the description below a link to the Wikipedia page if you want to read up on what they have. They have like the basic plot and all that, if you want to check that out. In the end screen, you can find my last video as well as my subscribe button. As always, like, comment, subscribe. I'll shout your channel out, and I'll talk to you guys next time. But until then, my name is Jay Morris, the review guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.
Oh no, what your mama gonna say when I tell her that I broke your heart? It's just things not the way that they used to be.